How many of you are a disciple? About 20%. I love this gospel that we heard today as Jesus gives his disciples, as he was speaking to them up in that upper room. He also speaks to each one of us as he spoke to them, because we too are his disciples. Did you know that? Did you know that you are a disciple of Jesus Christ? I'll come back to that. But right now in that upper room, this is it. This is the finale, the final word that Jesus is giving his disciples, and it's including us now. This last message that Jesus gives his disciples before his crucifixion, before he dies on the cross, before his resurrection and ascension into heaven. And before that, he says the hour has come. And even before that, he began his teaching. He was born, he began his teaching. He teaches us how to live, how to die, how to do everything in between, following him. He wants us to be his follower. He wants us to be a disciple, a follower of Jesus. It's so simple, this reading, so straightforward, so to the point. And the point is given very clearly: love one another. This short passage takes place just after Jesus washed his disciples' feet. How they go hand in hand together. That servanthood of washing feet and then asking them to love one another. And then he goes on to say a little more, which we'll come to. In this passage, Jesus tells his disciples, now is the time. Now is the Son glorified, and God is glorified in him. What does that mean? Now is the Son glorified, and God is glorified in him. Now, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who came down on this earth, is to be glorified, and he is glorified when he dies on the cross. He is glorified because he did what his Father asked him to do. Actually, I imagine his Father commanded him to do that. Command not in a way you better do it, but it's a command of love. The Father and the Son love each other so much that it becomes so sacred when asked to do something. And Jesus also gives us that same command, that command to love. And when we do love, we glorify God. We glorify Jesus, who gave us this love, who died on the cross for each and every one of us. Here's what Jesus says in a passage today. I give you, and this is up in the upper room, now is the time. I give you a new commandment. Love one another. But he goes on to say, along with that, as I have loved you, so you also should love one another. But he doesn't stop there either. He brings that discipleship out. This is how all of you will know you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. This is what Jesus asks of us today, is to love one another, to show that we are a disciple of Jesus Christ. Right after, it was during the offertory, I believe it was, the offertory song that they sang was, they will know we are Christians by our love. They will know we are Christians by our love. And then the different verses even went through and told us how we are Christians by our love. This is what Jesus is asking us to do, to be a disciple, to go out on a mission. Each one of us has our own mission. Each one of us has our own set of gifts that God has given us to use in the best way that we possibly can. And in love, we are to do this, to go out, to love one another. Judas left before Christ told them all of this. What about you? Do you leave rather than listen to what Jesus has for us here? He continuously gives us his teachings through the whole year, through the gospel and through all the other readings. We get the word. So are you a disciple of Jesus Christ? Do you love one another? Do you give drink? Do you feed? Do you visit? Do you nurture? Do you care for, comfort, and listen, and reach out and welcome? We as a community here at All Saints, as Catholics, as Christians, are invited to go out and be disciples of Jesus Christ, to be his disciple, to follow him, and to love one another. You know, the world today that we live in, there is a lot of problems. There's problems with Russia, fears. There's problems with Ukraine, great fears and great takeovers. There is problems all over the world. There's problems in our country, political problems, so many different kinds of problems. Problems we never thought of for a long time would ever happen. So we ask God as a disciple and to help us, because through our love, we are Christ's disciples. We carry on his word. Our world needs your love. Our country needs your love. Our church needs your love. Our families and family members, each one needs your love. Our friends need your love. Be a disciple of Jesus Christ and love one another. By our Christians, we will know, as Christians, we will know our love for God.